Driving in the United Kingdom can be a unique experience due to several factors, including the road layout, driving laws, and local customs. Here are some key aspects of what it's like to drive in the UK. The number one thing you need to remember is it is left-hand driving. In the UK, cars drive on the left-hand side of the road. The steering wheel is on the right-hand side of the car, which may feel unusual for those accustomed to right-hand driving. This means that the steering wheel is on the right-hand side of the car and overtaking is done on the right-hand side of the road, and they love stick shifts. So you will be changing gears with your left hand while your right hand is steering. 2. Roundabouts. Roundabouts are common in the UK and are used to manage traffic at intersections. They can be large and complex, although I kind of enjoy them, with multiple lanes, and require drivers to give way to traffic already on the roundabout from the right, not the left. Navigating roundabouts can be challenging, especially for drivers who are not used to them. I've been on a few that you'd get on one, and then within a quarter of a mile you're on another, and then another quarter of a mile you're on another. Roundabouts can be challenging. Keep your navigation app up for this. Number 3, narrow roads. Many roads in the UK, particularly in rural areas, can be narrow with tight bends and limited visibility. It's important to drive cautiously, especially in these areas, and be prepared to encounter oncoming traffic on narrow roads where passing may be difficult or impossible, as I've seen. So a lot of times they have pullouts on these narrow roads, and sometimes you have to back up to the nearest pullout so that traffic that's in front of you can come around. And sometimes the traffic that you're coming towards will do the same. And there can be tractors and other items on these rural roads. So be careful. Number 4, speed limits. By the way, speed limits are not a suggestion in the UK as much as they are in the US. Speed limits in the UK are generally posted in miles per hour, with a national speed limit of 60 miles per hour on single carriageway roads and 70 miles per hour on dual carriageways and motorways. However, speed limits can vary depending on the type of road and location, and it's important to pay attention to signage. And when they do say there is a camera watching what you are doing, that is not feint either. That is something that they really are doing. They are monitoring your speed limit and your speed on these roadways. Number 5, parking. Parking in the UK can be challenging, especially in urban areas, due to limited space and high demand. There are various parking restrictions and regulations, such as pay and display, time-limited parking, and resident-only parking zones, which must be followed to avoid fines or penalties. Some towns in the UK, small villages, will have a very narrow road going through them, and there will be people parked along that road. Another reason to monitor your speed, not be going too fast. Number 6, traffic congestion. Major cities in the UK, such as London or Birmingham, can experience heavy traffic congestion during peak hours, which may impact travel times and require patience and careful navigations. My suggestion, do not go driving through the downtowns of these cities if you can avoid it. Stay on the motorways, keep your cars out of the center of town. Number 7, driving laws. The UK has strict driving laws, as I mentioned before, including the use of seat belts, prohibition of using mobile phones, do not do it while driving, and strict laws on driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. It's important to familiarize yourself with the local driving laws and regulations before driving in the UK. Number 8. Pedestrian crossings. Pedestrian crossings include zebra crossings and traffic light controlled crossings, and they are common in the UK. It's important to be aware of pedestrians and yield to them at designated crossings, but I still recommend yield to them at the non-designated crossings. Just be aware of your surroundings. Number 9. Weather conditions. The UK weather can be unpredictable, with rain and fog being common. It's important to drive cautiously and adapt your driving to changing weather conditions, especially during the winter months when roads can be slippery. Overall, driving in the UK can be an enjoyable experience, but it may require some adjustments for drivers accustomed to right-hand driving. Being aware of the unique aspects of driving in the UK, following local driving laws and regulations, and exercising caution while navigating roads can help ensure a safe and smooth driving experience. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that you like and subscribe to the channel. United States that runs tours, mostly in Europe, and we would appreciate your business if you are interested. Again, thank you. This is Kelly, your travel hero.